Speaking of gritty things,
Echo. Oh,
so
I
you have two very different sides here. I know. I
yeah.
don't know where you sit, Mr. Producer, but
You're gonna be the tiebreaker on this one.
Okay.
Um, I thought this was the worst Disney Plus Marvel show to date. Worse than She-Hulk. Worse than Nick Fury hunting changelings. That wasn't Secret Wars. That was something else.
Secret Invasion.
Whatever that was. Yeah, no.
Yep.
It wasn't it. Wasn't that. It didn't earn that title. But this was worse than that. Worse than all of them so far. I think Inhumans might be the only thing that's been worse.
That
Marvel.
wasn't Disney Plus, I don't believe.
Yeah, no, yeah, but the only Marvel product in general that I would say was worse so far was the Inhumans. So this is the second worst Marvel product since Marvel Studios existed, in my opinion.
them some strong words.
What say you, Bulk?
Strong word. Worse than Thor: The Dark World.
That's heavy hitting.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: is that even Thor: The Dark World was middling. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't a bad release. It just there wasn't anything to it that was really even that good. But it wasn't terrible. Like, I didn't want to turn it off.
Yeah.
I quite enjoy Echo. I am having a lot of fun with it, and I really appreciate a return to that Netflix style storytelling and embrace of the grit.
Yeah. But did they really? There's like 2 scenes that are gritty, and the rest is Hawkeye style.
It's pretty bloody as hell. I mean, you see people's faces getting bashed in, and
Yeah.
So Bolg and I are only on episode 4, where Loke, I believe, has finished the series. Correct?
Finished it, but I had stopped watching after episode 3 because I've never actually almost quit one of these Marvel shows before this one, and I if we weren't talking about it on this show right now, I would have quit and not finished those last 2 episodes. I mean, this isn't. We're going to try to stay non-spoiler because the first.
it just came out on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I'm going to talk about the first 2 minutes ish of the show. Girl who at this point has no superpowers. Bullet hole in her gut. Rides her motorcycle 21 hours from New York to Oklahoma before sewing up and closing the bullet wound.
With dental floss.
With dental floss. That girl's dead. Long dead. She's dead before she left the state of New York.
The way I saw it was a flesh wound, not a bullet hole.
She told the mortician the bullet was still in there.
So, one thing that did pop up interesting to me is did you guys watch season 2 of What If?
No.
Not yet.
They introduced a Native American superhero in that named Kahori, just 2 weeks before releasing
the first completely new superhero from the MCU. She hasn't appeared in the comics at all. She's new.
That might actually be worth. See, I was disappointed with What If season 1 enough that I wasn't planning on watching season 2.
Season 2 there were a couple hits and there were a couple misses, but I'm a Marvel simp, so I watched through the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, this is the first one I thought about quitting and turning off. So I guess you could say I'm a Marvel simp too.
I mean, and I don't even consider myself that much of a Marvel simp, but like I haven't gone to the movies for any of the recent ones. I told myself, no, I'll wait for Marvels to come out on streaming, which is the 19th, I think.
See, I even went to see that in the theater. So
yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, without getting too spoilery, I've liked the where the season has gone, and I like the interpersonal relationships between the characters. Are there problems? Yeah, absolutely. The same as any other Marvel property. There's going to be issues. I think we've been spoiled into thinking we should have Endgame levels at all times, and it's not possible.
see, I don't have a problem with street level. Like, for example, the Daredevil stuff was great. I love Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and nobody likes Iron Fist.
I watched all of
them. I watched all of them, both seasons. So, I mean, even that.
That's where I did fall short. I didn't really. I watched the Daredevil and the Punisher stuff, but the what was their group name?
The Defenders.
The Defenders. I tried watching some Luke Cage. I tried watching some Iron Fist. And it didn't hook me like.
I like Luke Cage and I like Jessica Jones a lot.
For me it was Luke Cage and Daredevil were up here, and then Jessica Jones was only a little bit lower. Iron Fist was down here, and then Defenders was just a little bit above Iron Fist. Yeah. Not very much.
Jessica Jones season 1, I might even put up as putting Daredevil for a fight for his money. The second season kind of did, without Purple Man as the big villain. It kind of, that was a big part of the sell of season 1. But Echo, part of I think my problem, some of it's kind of spoilery, is the previews have shown you knew Kingpin was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know Kingpin is also going to be in the new Daredevil show that's after this. So a lot of the tension to the Kingpin stuff
was spoiled
is not there, because you know, even though she shot him in the face at the end of Hawkeye, not only is he not dead, which I have less problem with that than her bullet wound thing, because one, that's something that happened in the comics where he got shot in the face and came back, and two, he actually went through some kind of rich guy medical treatment in the Marvel universe. Rich guy medical treatment in the Marvel universe can fix just about everything. And I also had I had some issues. They were trying to do some of the stuff they were trying to do with her deafness. Could have been like if they would have gone like the Quiet Place route and where the bad guys used it to their advantage, and you get the jump scares and get some drama out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been better. She's sneaking and banging stuff and doing this kind of like episode 1 and 2. Things are guarded. She's sneaking past them because she can't hear them or anything around her. She doesn't realize the noise she's making. She should have been triggering all kinds of
right.
I try not to be spoiler about. I'm thinking of specific examples where she's literally banging stuff, using a angle grinder to cut through steel.
Yeah.
On a guarded place.
I mean, where she's at is loud as hell.
Yeah.
But I think the way I look at that is that she's been trained by Kingpin, who, if we remember the Defenders, which is canon now, has access to the hand. She's probably had some stealth training. She knows how to quiet herself, even if she can't hear it.
The angle cutter gets me, though. Where she was cutting through the floor with the angle cutter.
Yeah.
And when the guard is right at the door that she's gone around.
Was that on the train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've thought a lot of the fight scenes are well choreographed and fun. Especially the
first one is
the one with Daredevil.
Yeah.
And where they move the camera back and forth. I think a lot of it feels very much Lee Winnell.
The last one.
Is the last one good or bad?
I didn't like it.
No. Okay, I'll probably be checking it out after we get done here.
A lot of them have that Lee Winnell type of following some of the action with the camera, and I really enjoyed that. I'm a huge fan of Upgrade because he does that trick a lot in Upgrade, and I feel like a lot of the impacts hit more than other Marvel shows. Like when she, again, not spoilery, but she hits some goons with very heavy things, and you hear cracking, and you see blood, and you hear the splatter. It, like, to me, that's a return to what we saw in Daredevil and Punisher and all that, where it was realistic and painful. Does she survive a lot of shit? Yeah, she's the main character. She's got a little plot armor.
Yeah, but what was her plan? What was her goal for this series, for the 4 episodes you've watched?
To take over.
But how is she going to do that? What effect did she have?
Well, she also thought that, I mean, this is no spoiler. He's in the series. Kingpin was dead.
Yeah.
She was sure of it. And then he comes back.
Right. But the action she takes to take over is to run home the beginning of episode 1 and cause trouble from a distance. That's how she's taking over as the Queen Pin of New York.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
She did have to run. She did just, shoot him in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sure she was allowing some time for the lieutenants to vie for whatever position they wanted, and then she would send this message and show, look, I'm still here. I'm still a problem, and get them to come to her, which is exactly what happened. It just didn't go according to plan.
Yeah. All of her plans don't go according to plan. She's not. She's not a very. She's a like a Joker goon, like in Batman. She's like that level of bad guy, but it's like one of the Joker's goon trying to take over from Joker.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's interesting.
And it's just so. And then her. I don't want to spoil her blood magic power, her cultural blood magic power, not blood as in Gen V blood bending magic power.
Mm-hmm.
She's got magic powers because she's a native.
Does she have powers in the comics?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, she does. Okay.
Do they come from her ancestors? Did she just learn about them in the 5th episode of her TV show, despite being a 20-something-year-old adult?
No, but you have to remember she was supposed to be grounded, and then they, went ungrounded. But I've yet to see the finale. I've heard it does peter out at the end, but I have been enjoying it. So,
does the outlook look like it? She's going to be, joining the Young Avengers. And,
no.
I wouldn't expect that. I wouldn't want that. No. But
I'm curious how they leave off her story.
I expect you will never see her again.
Really?
Yes.
Not even in the upcoming Daredevil show, you think?
No. And unless, if the character from What If is successful and they do a live action one and they need a second Native American superhero, she might do a guest spot in that situation. But otherwise, I don't think you will ever see her again.
Well, she does in the comics for a while have a romance with a certain crazy vigilante in white